everybody, this is Dave Walsh, host of Card Talk, and I'm here playing the next scenario into the Angmar Awakened campaign. This is across the Ettenmoors, which is one of my favorite scenarios. I just really like it. It's not too challenging, which is pretty good as a palate cleanser if you've been playing some tough scenarios and then you get to this scenario. This one is pretty straightforward. I'm not sure exactly what the campaign cards do to it, but I know that this scenario is definitely one of my favorites. Again, just to remind you, I'm going through the whole Angmar Awakened campaign. I'm doing it semi-blind. I've played all the scenarios before, but I haven't played the campaign, so I don't know what the campaign cards add or how they kind of interact to change the scenarios until I play them. And so far, so good. I really like it. I like what the campaign adds. It feels like you're getting power-ups throughout the whole thing without actually changing the dynamics too much. We'll see how I feel when we get to Karn Doom, the second to last scenario, the penultimate scenario. And even the Dread Realm is really tough. How about I deal out my hand, and then we will go through the scenario setup and the campaign setup. So I actually really like this hand. I have some allies. I don't have Nenya to be able to quest, but I'm able to do some good stuff. So I think I'm going to keep this hand, and I'll show you what I have in this hand in a little bit. So let's zoom in on the quest card and the campaign card, and we'll see what we have to set up. Okay, so it says for the setup, this is the Into the Ettenmoors. It says that we have to set aside each of the 3 across the Ettenmoors side quest and each of the 4 safe locations, and then we reveal one of the side quests at random. We reveal one of the safe locations at random, and so we have a random side quest, random location, and the side quest is guarding the safe location. So let's do all that mess first. I won't show you all the side quests until they come up, but we'll see what we roll on the dice here. I have a 4-sided dice. So that 4-sided die gives us a 2. So that'll be the second safe location. And then I have a 6-sided die, and that gives us a 3. So the side quest on the left there, it says scavenge for supplies. This is like my least favorite one of the side quests. At least right now it is. You're supposed to, you have to increase the cost to play each player card by 1. So those 0 cost events that Sylvans are known for, instead of being 0 cost, are now 1 cost. A test of will, which is normally 1, cost 2, etc. It says when this stage is defeated, search the encounter deck and discard pile for a troll enemy and put it into play engage with the player with the highest threat. Each player may play a card from his hand at no cost, which is nice. And then the secluded cave, which is the safe location. There's 4 safe locations, and that's the one with the most quest points there. It says guarded, safe, immune to player card effects. It says after you travel to secluded cave, you can draw 3 cards. So this is what I like. We have these safe locations that give you benefits. Who doesn't like benefits, right? So, okay, so that's the side quest that's going to be guarding that safe location. Then it says search the encounter deck for 1 copy of the Savage Troll Spawn per player and add them to the staging area. Okay, so here's the Savage Troll Spawn. It's kind of a wimpy troll, but it does have 6 hit points. It doesn't really attack for a bunch until you get damaged characters, and then you have to be careful of it. So the best thing to do is defend it. We do have to deal with the weather here. Cold from Angmar, you lose, damaged characters lose their text boxes and stuff like that. So that guy, bad news. So then the last thing it says is shuffle the side quests and safe locations back into the encounter deck. And then it says the first player gains control of Marthiel. So I'll show you a Marthiel, but let's flip it over to 1B so that we can see what we're up against for the the completion scenario for this quest card. So it says forced at the beginning of the quest phase. If there are no encounter side quests in play, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck till a side quest is discarded. Reveal it and add it to the staging area. And then it says when a side quest is defeated, place progress tokens into the Ettenmoors equal to the safe to that side quest point. So we can make 10 progress here, which is fine, but we're always going to have these side quests, so we're going to want to do side quests here to try to get rid of the side quests so that we can get through. You don't want to choose the main quest as the active quest. Okay, so let's take a look at Amarthiel. Again, Amarthiel, just like the Waste of Eriador, Amarthiel isn't going to do much for me except for be a powerhouse attacker, defender, and quester. I'm not going to be able to use his response at all. And then when he's equipped with Amarthiel's Courage, which I like better than the other one, Iarian's Pendant, because it's a setup effect. It says it's attached to Amarthiel. And so he gets +1 willpower, +1 hit point, and that really helps him become a good defender and a serviceable quester. So you have some decisions to make with Amarthiel. So this is part 6 of the Angmar Awakened campaign, and it says during setup, set aside all 5 losing time treacheries out of play. So let's take a look at what they are. This is a burden, Surgy Burden. It says when each player must either raise their threat by 3 or exhaust a hero they control. That's a pain in the neck. But it says at the beginning of the quest phase, place 1 resource on this card. Then, if there are 3 or more resources on it, remove 3 resources from it and reveal 1 set-aside copy of Losing Time and place it in the encountered discard pile. So this is a way for the designers to add burdens to us that are going to hurt us. And this is a notorious quest for just being able to turtle or go slowly. So this is the way you are preventing yourself from going too slowly through this. And look at that shadow effect. Attacking enemy gets +3 attack or +3 defense until the end of phase. That's the first time I've seen like a choice on a shadow card like that. So I guess you just get to choose one. So we still have Arnor Ravaged in the campaign pool, and it still has 1 damage on it. So again, this has played a role in a couple of quests, obviously, but hasn't done anything crazy so far because I think it only has 1 damage on it. So I can get that out of the way kind of early and not have to worry too much about it. But if I take damage, then I have to add the extra 1 damage there, which I sometimes forget to account for, so that's a pain in the neck. And then that boon on the right there, Cunning, that's the one that goes on to Thranduil, and Thranduil also has the 1 ring. Okay, and then lastly, the first 2 cards in my hand, I get the Handmaiden, which is a great quester, 2 willpower, doesn't attack but can defend a little bit. It's great, and plus it lowers my threat, which is also really good. And then the Marksman of Lorien, which I've said in other shows that this guy is like the attacky Sylvan. Yeah, he costs 3, and with that side quest he costs 4. But for the first time he comes into play, when he enters play, the enemy loses 2 defense, and if you're using Celeborn, he gets +1 attack, and so it's like he can attack for 6 that first round, and that's like crazy good. Then the last 2 allies that I have in my hand to start with are the Greenwood Archer. He can ready somebody when he enters play, so that's really good. With Thranduil's ability, you can bring him into play and then maybe ready Thranduil for another defense, and then the Nath Guide prevents, or when you bring the Nath Guide into play, somebody doesn't have to exhaust a quest, so that's good too. And then my other cards, my attachments and events, I only had one of each, and the Elf Friend is a one of attachment, and I usually put that onto Galadriel because she's only a Noldor. Well, she's a Noldor noble, and the Sylvan Tracker can only heal Sylvans. So if I give Elf Friend to Galadriel, the Sylvan Tracker can heal her. So that's really the only reason why Elfriend is in there. There's a chance that it could go onto an objective ally, but if I play Host of the Galathrum, if it's an objective ally, that it'll come back into my hand, and then I lose. Like, so if it's a Marthiel in this scenario, I would lose because a Marthiel leaves play. So I can't do it in these scenarios, but it's another option if I need to in other scenarios. And then Eyelid Amid Perils, just as a threat reducer by bringing a Sylvan back into my hand, which normally is nice, but I want to get rid of that side quest that increases the amount to pay that I have to pay for my player cards. Okay, so before I get totally started, I'll do the setup effect on the One Ring and go find one of the master cards. So I grabbed Inner Strength, that's the defendy one. Okay. And then Cunning gives me 2 extras, and then I draw a card. I get Faint Voices, which normally costs 0, but is now costs 1. So I'm going to make this the active quest. And I'm going to want to try to get through that as much as possible. Okay, so before I do anything, I'm going to use Galadriel's ability, which allows me to draw my card and lower my threat. I do get a Galathrum Weaver, which right now I'm not looking to play a lot of allies. I just want to keep, because I want to get through this quest. So if I can find something that can help me quest, that would be good. Hopefully not too expensive. Okay, but this... So I'm going to bring this guy out, the Neath Guide, and that's 3. That's a lot for this. So with her, I'm going to target Celeborn, and I'm hoping to get through Scavenge for supplies. So now it's the beginning of the quest phase, and I do this, and now I'm going to quest. So that's 5. 7. I am going to still quest. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pick Thranduil instead of Celeborn. So I'll do 5, 5, 7, 8. But I can boost Thranduil here by 2, hopefully, if I need to get through this. So right now in the staging area is just 1. So, and I put the 1 resource on here. Okay. Okay. So let's see what we get. Okay, so we get a location, the safe location, Patch of Woods. Okay, so that's guarded. So when you have a guarded location, you just reveal the next card, and that's what ends up guarding it. And the next card is Cold from Angmar, which, well, let's take a look at it. So Cold from Angmar, you've seen this before, and when revealed, I have to deal a damage to a hero I control, and then attach Cold from Angmar to the current quest, and it counts as a condition attachment that says treat each damaged character as the printed text box as if it were blank, except for keywords and traits. So that is a big fat bummer, except the current quest is a side quest, and I think that I had enough to be able to go over the side quest, so I'm pretty happy about that. Let's see how it all comes out, though. Okay, so I have to deal a damage to somebody, so I think I'm going to deal a damage to Thranduil. Okay, and I'm going to attach this to the current quest. So now I did 8, and in the staging area is 1, and this only is 7, so guess what? I was able to do this. Okay, so look, let's see. So I have to go find a troll, put it in play, but I can play one a card from my hand at no cost. So I'm going to go find a troll. Okay, so I think I picked the Savage Troll Spawn because he's the least deadly. I'm also going to travel to one of the safe locations, so that's going to help me deal with anything engaged with me. So we'll do that. So I'm going to actually travel to the patch of woods because I've already dealt with the encounter, the guarded encounter. It was the whatchamacallit. It was the cold from Angmar. So when I travel here now, let me make sure before I get too crazy, because I put 7 progress on the side quest, I get to put 7 progress on the main quest. Okay. And now I get to put 1 resource on each of my heroes. Okay, and now by traveling, this is the crazy thing, right? And now, let me make sure I put my, I'm going to put the Marksman of Lorien into play. And I'm going to reduce this guy's defense. So straight from the rule sheet about safe locations, it says while a location with the safe keyword is the active location, ignore when revealed effects of all treachery cards. And it says treat the printed text box of all encounter side quests as if they were blank, and enemies do not make engagement checks. And when we travel, you have to immediately return all engaged enemies to the staging area. And the last thing is if at the end of the quest phase, if a safe location is the active location, you have to move it to the victory display. So I don't actually have to quest over any of these locations unless I want to get through the main quest a little bit faster. So this guy goes back up into the staging area. Okay. This is a safe location. I gave myself the resources. Okay. Let's see. I can optionally engage somebody, which I will here. So I'm going to optionally engage. Well, it doesn't matter, but physically I said that this guy would be the one. So I'll physically add this guy, even with his, and then I'm going to take 1, 2, 3 resources, and I am going to play the Greenwood Archer. The Greenwood Archer allows me to ready a hero. I don't think it matters which hero I ready. But this guy is swinging for 3 because I have a damaged hero. So I'll defend with Thranduil. Deal a shadow card. I guess I have to make sure I'm doing that. I'm so excited. I have a lot of stuff going on here. Okay. Dealt a shadow card. Declare Thranduil attacker. I can't do anything yet about the shadow card if I get it. So let's see. There is no shadow. So that's good. Okay. So Thranduil survives. I can do, this guy's defending for 1 and has 6 hit points. So I can do 4 and 3 is 7. So I can kill this savage troll spawn outright without any help here. Now we ready? And raise our threat. Draw a card. I get the Elven King. Give myself resources. And I think we're looking pretty good right now. Okay. So because I don't have Nenya, I'm going to use now to reduce my threat by 1 and draw a card with Galadriel's, and I get the Tree People, which is a great card if I had the lore resource icon. And I don't have that lore resource icon, so can't do that. Okay. So I'm going to play Inner Strength. So that just gives Thranduil the ability to cancel shadow effects, and that's really what I like. It gives him an extra defense too, so he's defending for 4. And I think I'm going to put the Handmaiden into play, and that reduces my threat another 1, so I'm down to 27. And for right now, I don't have any reason to play Elf Friend, so I'm going to save the resource, and I have all these 0 cost things. Maybe I guess I'll play the Elven King, so let me show you what that is. Okay, so the Elven King, you attach the Elven King to a Sylvan hero. Maybe another reason why I would put Elf Friend on Galadriel, but only in very niche circumstances. But you exhaust the Elven King and return a Sylvan to your hand, and then you're able to ready the attached hero. So typically that goes on Thranduil, which is convenient because that's who the Elven King is. But it can go on to Celeborn in certain cases. We'll see what we end up with, but I think that this is going to come into play on Thranduil now. So the Elven King goes on to Thranduil. Okay, running out of space here. Okay, so I'm starting to build a little army here. Okay, so this is the beginning of the quest phase. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to go find a side quest. We discard cards until we find a side quest. Okay, so there's... that's a bummer. I hate this side quest. Okay, so there's a side quest right here. And it says, when revealed, each player places all cards in his hand face down underneath Lost in the Wilderness. And then when it's defeated, we get our cards back. Okay, so I'm going to put that there. Okay, and I'm going to make that the active quest. We're at a safe location, and we're going to be at a safe location for a little bit. Okay, so now it's time to quest. So I'm going to quest for 3, 4, 7, and there's 1 in the staging area. So this is 4. I may not be able to get over this. I won't be able to get over this and still do that, but this is going to end up going into the victory display. So I won't have to worry about that. And then I can choose to travel to the secluded cave, which I will next time. So anyways, it's all dependent on what this is. Okay, so let's see. What did I say? 7? I guess. Okay, so 7. There's 1 in the staging area. 1 in the staging area. We get another side quest. Okay, so we get Make Camp. Actually, I didn't show you what Lost in the Wilderness is, so I'll show you that a little closer, and then Make Camp and what it surges into. Okay, so Lost in the Wilderness says, when revealed, each player places all cards in his hand face down underneath Lost in the Wilderness, and then when it's defeated, return each card underneath it to its owner's hand. Now, one of the things that I had forgotten was that I'm at a safe location, and that blanks all encounter side quests, so I actually don't have to put my hand underneath it. As far as the quest is concerned, that guy is blank. There's nothing going on. And then the Make Camp side quest has a surge, which is blank, and then characters can't be healed, and it says, after Make Camp is defeated, each player heals up to 3 damage from a hero he controls. So I'm actually in a good spot because I was at a safe location. 3 side quests have been put out there, and I think there's only 4 or 5 of them in the whole deck, so I'm doing pretty good here. Okay, so I've taken my hand back from Lost in the Wilderness, and there's no reason for me to do anything with this because I don't have any cards, so this is just going to sit up there. Unless I get like the Shrouded Hills or something that I don't know. I'm probably going to want to go through there. Okay. So, but was the active one when I started. So I can't undo that, unfortunately. So that's what I at least have to commit to that. So anyways, what do we get? So we have 1 in the staging area. I quested for 7. So 1, and then 5 is 6, plus 1 on the current quest is 7. So I don't do anything on this. Okay, so now I can travel, and I will travel again to the secluded cave. Okay, so now these things are still blank, and because I travel, I can draw 3 cards. And I get a Greenwood Archer, which looks familiar. I get a Nath Guide, which looks familiar. But then I get the Galathra Minstrel, which does not look familiar. So let's take a look at this guy. So when the Galathra Minstrel enters play, I'm able to look at the top 5 cards of my deck and find an event. Any event. It doesn't have to be one of the Sylvan events. It just has to be any event. And then I get to put it in my deck, or put it in my hand, and then I'm shuffling up my deck. So this guy is really the kind of the glue that holds this deck together, because I'm able to find those events that really help the Sylvans come in and out of play, because that's really what they're good at. Enemies don't make engagement checks, but I'm going to engage on purpose here. Okay, and I have 1 damaged hero, so this guy's attacking for 3, and I'm defending for 4, and I can cancel a shadow effect. So I think I'm feeling pretty good. So I'll defend with Thranduil. I will see with the shadow. No shadow. Cold from Angmar. That's great. Okay, it's a great place to see that. Okay, so no damage on Thranduil, and I do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then the Handmaiden has to help out to give me 9 to be able to kill this guy. Okay, so I kill the Savage Troll Spawn. Okay, so end of the round, and we move along. Okay, and I draw, and I get another copy of the Elven King. I already have one out, so that's not the best, but it's alright. Okay, so here's what I am going to do. I'm going to first play Galadriel. And I get a copy of Rumel, which is good news. Okay, so I lower my threat by 1. I'm at 27 threat. So let's take a look at Rumel and see what Rumel does. So Rumel is a ranged Sylvan, and after I play him from my hand, so I have to actually pay for him, he comes into play and he does damage to an enemy that is engaged with somebody. It doesn't have to be me. I'm playing solo, so it is me. And the damage that it deals is equal to the number of ranged characters that I control, including him. So he can do some pretty big damage right away. So I like Rumel. I want to make sure that I have enough to be able to bring out the Minstrel and be able to get an event. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring out a Nath Guide, and I'm going to target Thranduil with the Nath Guide, I guess. And we will see. This is one of those, like, read the cards. So I'm going to end up having to do this, and this surges, and then I'm going to have to do my reveal. So there's a lot of stuff that's going to happen right here. So I'm going to need to make sure that I do everything correctly. So let's enter the quest phase. Wait, who did I target with this guy? Because I'm actually going to have to do stuff. So I want to make sure that I get this. I'm going to target Celeborn. Okay, so now at the beginning of the quest phase, this gets 3. And then it says, if there are 3 or more resources, reveal 1 set-aside copy of Losing Time and put it into the discard pile. Okay, so I will reveal Losing Time, and I have a choice. Raise my threat by 3 or exhaust a hero I control. So I'm going to raise my threat by 3. I could probably afford to exhaust a hero, but I'm not going to. But that's a surge. So what does that surge into? It surges into a side quest. And this one doesn't have surge on it. And we're at a safe location, so right now it's blank. So let's take a look at this side quest. I don't know why I'm getting all these side quests right in a row. I have been shuffling. I've shuffled them a couple of times here. It says, at the end of the quest phase, if no progress was placed on lie low this round, each enemy gets minus 20 engagement cost. Boo. But again, it's blank right now. And it says, after the stage is defeated, choose an enemy in the staging area and shuffle it into the encounter deck. So, this is a good if I get like one of these big nasty trolls that comes out. Now let's see what I reveal based on my normal staging. So on my normal staging, I reveal this guy, a Ruthless Hill Troll. And the Ruthless Hill Troll gets +2/+2 while it has 3 or more damage on it. So notice it doesn't have a lot of defense, but it has a ton of hit points. So So this is the problem, right? Is that it's very easy for it to get 3 damage on it. Okay, so I have the Ruthless Hill Troll and lie low here, and so I put 2 in the staging area, and I did. Oh, so now I have to commit to the quest. So this is 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I don't know why I revealed this before I committed to the quest. Well, I would have stopped there anyways. Okay, so 8. That was stupid of me. Okay, so 8 versus 2 is 6. And so I don't make it through this, but it's the end of the phase, so this... at the end of the quest phase, if this is... there, so this goes in the staging area, and so now the lie low forced effect takes place, which means this guy engages me. I don't have any locations, I just have this guy. This has minus 20 engagement cost. Okay, so I don't know if I can kill this guy. We'll see. Okay, well, deal a shadow card. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play Feigned Voices. So Feigned Voices, I get to pull something back into my hand, pull a Sylvan back into my hand, and cancel this attack. So that attack is canceled. So I'm picking the Nath Guide. Actually, I'm going to pick the Handmaiden because I want to lower my threat. Okay, so this attack is null, and so now can I get up to 13? 2, 4, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13, and it kills the Ruthless Hill Troll. Ooh, Biting Wind. It's a good place to see Biting Wind. Okay. Okay. And while I'm still in the combat phase, I'm going to play the Galathra Minstrel for 2 and look for an event. The only event I have is the Tree People, which is fine. End of the round here. So resources, draw, and I get the Sylvan Tracker, which is a great card to see. I'm going to use Galadriel's ability to lower my threat and draw 1. So I never raise my threat for the round, so I'm going to just lower it back to 30. And I get an Unexpected Courage, which is another great card to see. So, okay. So now I have lots of options here. I'm going to play the Weaver. let's take a look at the Weaver. And so the drawback of the Weaver is she can't attack or defend, but when it enters play, I take the top card of my discard pile and shuffle it in my deck. And right now, the only card that's in the top of the only card in my discard pile is a Faint Voices. So this Faint Voices is from the 2-player starter collector's edition. That's why it's a different art frame. And the Faint Voices is a combat action that says return a Sylvan ally to your hand to cancel an attack. So I'm keeping my resources open because if I need to bring in Rumel, that's good. And if I don't get it, if I can't bring in Rumel, I'm going to play the Sylvan Tracker. So, or if I don't bring in Rumel. Okay, so I'm going to do lie low. So I do 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. And there's 0 in the staging area. So hopefully I have enough to get through lie low. If not, it is what it is. Oh, at the beginning of the quest phase here, boink, I have to put a resource on the campaign card. Okay, and what do we get? Oh my gosh, Fend Off Despair. Okay, so let's take a look at Fend Off Despair. First of all, I promise you that I shuffled this deck. I don't know why all the side quests are all bunched up, but anyways, it says each event card gains doomed 1, so it's another one of those things that that screws up the 0-cost Sylvan things. But I can afford a little bit of threat, and it says when Fend Off Despair is defeated, mark it in the campaign log that each player's starting threat is reduced by 2. So I'm hoping to get through that because I was able to do it in Waste of Eriador one time, but it wasn't the time that I won. So I'm hoping to get the bonus from this campaign card. That would be great. I said that lie low was my thing. This side quest has no surge, which I love for a side quest. Okay, but that gets through lie low, which is phenomenal. Okay. Whew. Okay, I am definitely going to pick this guy. And I do get to put 8 progress on this. And that's into the Ettenmoors is done, so now we have to go to side 2 here. Or quest card 2, I guess. Okay, this is a miserable journey across the Ettenmoors. And so it says, shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. Discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a side quest is discarded. Reveal the side quest and add it to the staging area. I only think that there's the 4 side quests. But I'll take a minute and look. There was this side quest, Forage for Food. It says, after 1 or more resources are spent on a hero's resource pool, deal 1 damage to that hero. After this stage is defeated, heal 1 damage from each hero. So this is a problem because I have the make camp thing out, and so I'm going to do damage, and then I can't heal myself, so that's going to be a pain in the neck. So I may change what the active side quest is. Okay, so then it says reveal an additional encounter card during the quest phase unless there is an active location with the safe keyword. So we have to make 20 progress, and making progress is going to... So doing the side quest is going to slow us up on making progress on the main quest, but then, and that's also going to add more resources to the campaign card, which is going to add more of those burdens, the losing time burden. So, like, this is the balance. This is why I like what the designers have done to the campaign. They've made this, like, really... I don't want to call any quest in Lord of the Rings easy, but they've made this little easier turtle quest more challenging by adding just a couple of things, and that's it's a lot of fun. I don't have any enemies to engage I do have forage for food and make camp, and fend off despair. This I'm not going to worry about at all. That side quest, never going to worry about it. Because it was blanked, I don't have any cards under it, there's no reason to worry about it. But I think I'm going to put make camp as my current quest. I know that I'm not in the quest phase, and I know that I can make that decision later, but I'm not going to spend any resources right now because I want to try to get through this and then this all at the same time. So when I say all at the same time, I don't mean all at the same time, but in consecutive rounds. So I may have to build up some resources here. I do get it quicker than sight. Okay, so I'm going to put the Handmaiden into play, and that's going to do a damage to Galadriel. Oh, I'm going to use Galadriel's ability to draw a card and lower my threat by 1. And I get the Steward of Gondor. The last thing I need right now is to spend money on getting resources. So this is going to come into play after I get through all this junk. Okay. So then I think I'm also going to put the Greenwood Archer into play. And that does another damage to Celeborn, or to Thranduil. Okay, now if I could just get Nenya, and I don't even want Nenya because of because of the questing. I want Nenya because I want to be able to to use the lore resource icon. Okay, so I'm going to try to do the best I can to get through this thing. This has 6 quest points. There's 0 in the staging area right now. So let's see here. So there's 3, 6, 7. These are all my one willpower questers. So that's 7. 8 because he just came into play. 11. And I'm revealing 2 encounter cards. Okay, 12, 13. So I'll do 13. And I'm up against 0. So, and I'm doing this quest. So this, let's see, I'll put this here. And, okay, losing time. Surge. Okay. So I exhaust a hero, or I raise my threat by 3. I don't know, is there... I'm just gonna raise my threat by 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, great. Okay, and now Surge, so this is the Cold from Angmar. Okay, so I have to do a damage. And, well, let's take a look at it, because I don't think we've seen it in a while. So Cold from Angmar, it says each player deals 1 damage to a hero he controls. Attach Cold from Angmar to the current quest, which is now the side quest. And then it says treat each damaged character's text box as if it were blank. So that's a big pain in the neck, but fortunately the side quest is my current quest. So right now it looks like I'm going to be able to make through it, but I have to reveal a second encounter card. So let's see what that second encounter card is. And Freezing Blast says Doom 2, and it says remove each damaged character from the quest. So I don't have any damaged characters on the quest right now. Okay, so Cold from Angmar gets attached here. I have to raise my threat by another 2, so that was a 5 threat staging step. Okay, but I make 13 on the quest, so this goes goodbye, and I don't have to worry about the Cold from Angmar blanking text boxes. And I get to heal up to 3 damage onto a character. So I'm going to heal Thranduil. Character or hero? Hero. Okay, good. Okay. So, end of round. I'll raise my threat. And I get Galleon. Okay, so let me show you Galleon real quick. Having a zero-cost ally in this deck is great because there's zero-cost events, and so you can bring this guy into play and out of play, and you can do all sorts of stuff. And so this is another one of those cards that really helps make the Sylvans sing, so to speak. And then I'm also going to exhaust Galadriel and lower my threat to draw another card. And this is Nenya. I don't think we've seen Nenya in a while. Okay, but Nenya is attached to Galadriel. She gets a lore resource icon. So this is great for her. And basically I get to add her willpower to another character after questing, after the staging step. So I'm able to really do some good stuff there. Okay, so you're going to see some things happen now. So I do need some resources. 1, 2, 3. I guess I'm going to play Nenya onto Galadriel. So that's 1, and because of this stupid side quest, I have to do damage to her. Again, I'm not really that worried about it yet. Okay, so now I'm going to put Galleon into play, which we just saw, but then I'm going to play the Tree People, and the Tree People allows me to go find a Sylvan in the top 5 cards of my deck after I bring this guy back into my hand. 2, 3. And surprisingly, I find 2 guys, but the guy that I'm going to want is Legolas. So let's look at what Legolas does. So Legolas is ranged, so that's going to help Rumil. And basically, why I love Legolas is because after he kills things, you get to draw a card. And in a deck like this, drawing all your cards is good. So I just basically turned Galleon into from a 0-cost ally into a 4-cost attacking, going crazy ally. Legolas is in play. Now, I can't play another copy of Tree People because it's limited once per phase, okay? But I can do it next phase, so that's good. So I'm going to bring Galleon back out. 0 cost. Life is good. None of this has cost anything. So I'm doing pretty good here. Okay, so now I need to quest. So Galleon quests for 2. And Legolas is questing for 2. So that's 4. And I'm definitely going through here. Okay. And then let's see. So that's 4, 6, 10. And I can't add her, and I just have 6 here. So this is going to be wild. So 10, I'll do another 3. So that's 13. Okay, I forgot to do this. So before the beginning of the phase, I have to do this. And that means I get another, I have to exhaust a hero, raise my threat. And this time I'm going to exhaust Thranduil, but it gets surge. So what does it surge into? It surges into this little goblin pursuer. So let's see what that does. And I know that this is before the quest phase, so I'm going to make sure that but I'm questing for 13. So this card isn't going to change my questing, but we can look at it and what I reveal during staging. So this is just a puny orc, goblin pursuer, and low engagement cost is a pain in the neck, but is only attacking for 2, but damaged characters cannot be declared attackers or defenders. So I have to make sure that I attack it and kill it with something that's not damaged. So that puts 2 in the staging area. So now my normal reveal, remember I'm questing for 13. I did it a little bit out of order, but it's not going to change what I decide to quest with. So, okay. So I get weight of responsibility. And it says, when revealed, reveal 1 encounter card for each quest card in play. So that's 4. So Okay. So I don't have a way to cancel that. No test of will in my hand. Okay, so I have to reveal 5 more cards. So this just blew up. Okay, I'm going to make room for those 5 cards. So, okay, so I have my first card. Let's do it this way. Okay, so this is going to be 1. Okay, so this is just this is the Troll Fells. And it says, when Troll Fells is the active location, weather cards get doomed 1. If Troll Fells is not revealed guarding a safe location, search the encounter discard pile for a location with the safe keyword and add it and attach it to the Troll Fells guarded. Shuffle the encounter deck. So, okay, so we have to do this one at a time. So I will choose the Horwell as the safe location that the Troll Fells is guarding, and I'll put that into the encounter deck. So I have 4 more cards to reveal. Okay, so card number, 17 of this staging step. This is another location. This is the Barren Moorland, and it says, while Barren Moorland is in the staging area, it gains forced when an ally enters play. You must either exhaust it or deal 1 damage to it, and it says deal 1 damage to each exhausted character to travel there. So this is going to be, this is a pain in the neck, but here we go. So that's card number, so I have 3 more to go here. Arador's Bane. Starting with the first player, each player must either engage an enemy in the staging area with a higher engagement cost than his threat, or search the encounter deck and discard pile for a troll or giant enemy and add it to the staging area. Deal each enemy that engages a player through this effect 2 shadow cards. Okay, so I guess I have to go find a troll, so that's fun. So the troll that I am picking is the Savage Troll Spawn again, and it doesn't engage me, so it doesn't get 2 shadow cards. It just goes into the staging area. So let's clear those out and do 2 more encounter cards. So we get the Rugged Country, and it gets +2 if the current quest is a side quest, which it is, so that's 4 more. And the last card I have is the Shrouded Hills, where X is the number of quest cards in play, which is 4. And it says, while there is only 1 quest card in play, Shrouded Hills gain Surge. So it's not Surge. Whew. I went from an empty staging area to a completely full staging area. That is crazy. So a fun jaunt through the Troll Fells just messed me up. I may have actually failed the quest by 1. I think I did, actually. Let's see here. So 1, 3, 4, and 4 is 8. So that's 11, 12, 14. So there's 14 threat in the staging area. So I didn't even do this. I didn't even come close to that. Yowza. Okay. I thought it wasn't even going to be a problem. I didn't even imagine that this could happen, but guess what? This is how stuff blows up. Okay, I think I'm going to engage Rugged Country. Or I'm going to travel to Rugged Country. That's going to get 4 threat out of the staging area, so that's good. And then I have to engage this guy. This guy definitely engages me. And then I can option this guy. So at least I get 7 threat out of the staging area. So I'm down to 7. But I have to do a whole bunch of reveals next time. That I must have revealed in solo. I revealed, 8 cards? That's like totally crazy. I am going to first defend the Savage Troll Spawn with a Marthiel. And the shadow effect says shuffle 1 location with the safe keyword back into the encounter deck. So I assume that has to be one that's in play. So I will I'll put that Horwell back into the encounter deck. It doesn't say that it has to be one that's in play. It could be from the victory display, but I can't imagine that a shadow card will do the good thing for you. Okay, and now I'm going to exhaust the Elven King and bring Galleon back into my hand. And I will defend this guy with Thranduil. Deal 1 damage to the defending character. Okay, so this still doesn't trigger because that wasn't attack damage. That was just the shadow card dealing 1 damage. So no damage there. I am going to Tree People. I will Tree People, I guess, the Nath Guide back into my hand. I think it's time to bring out this guy, Handmaiden. And I've survived all the attacks, so now I'm going to bring out the Sylvan Tracker for 3, and so that does a damage here, but now I get to start healing stuff. Okay, so let's see. Let's do some damage. So I can do 4, 7, 9 to the Savage Troll Spawn. I get to draw a card because of Legolas, so I get another Greenwood Archer. And now I have to do 5 somehow. So I'm going to do 2, 4, 5. 2. This guy's new into play. This guy's new into play. So that kills this guy. That may go down as one of the craziest rounds of LOTR solo that I've ever played. I'm just telling you, like, the amount of stuff that happened. I got 7 encounter cards, or 8 encounter cards, 2 enemies, 5 locations. Like, it's crazy. Okay. I guess we... Ready, though. This should have lowered my threat, so I'm not going to raise my threat this time around. Oh, look. Each event card gets doomed 1. So I should be at 38. I learned my lesson. Okay, how much is in the staging area right now? Okay, I have to remind myself. Okay, this guy would have come into play exhausted. So I wouldn't have been able to do the 1 damage here, but to compensate for that because of this location. I know, it's all crazy. And so to compensate for that, I'm going to use Amartheel's, ready Amartheel's 1 time. So this card is done and over with now. And then this guy would have had damage on him, but I get to ready him. And then any Sylvan gets a damage healed off of him with the Sylvan Tracker. Okay. Whew. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put Elf Friend onto Galadriel. So that costs 1. And so that does a damage here. And then I'm going to spend 2 and put the Steward of Gondor onto Celeborn. And I'm going to exhaust it. So that does... But he gets... But this guy gets another damage. Okay, so I'm going to bring Galleon out. I have a lot of threat to worry about. Galleon, because of this location, doesn't pay for Galleon to come out because I won't be able to quest with him. It may pay to bring Galleon out anyways, because then I can trigger this guy a couple of times, or a second time. That was crazy. So the beginning of the quest phase, I'll put a damage here. Oh my god. I've gone through 3 losing time. Well, what difference does it make at this point? questing. 4, 5, 8, 'I'm gonna pay 2 and do 1 damage. I'll bring out the Nath Guide. I really need to get through like everything here. Okay, so that's gonna, oh, golly. Well, it is what it is, right? Maybe I won't do that. Okay, and then I will, let's start over here. Okay, 1, 5, 8, 11, 13. And in the staging area right now is 1, 7. So in the staging area is 7. Okay, and I'm doing 13. So I have to do 2 cards. Let's see, first card. That's just a Ruthless Hill Troll. Okay, so that's 2 more. 1, 2. And then second card is Weight of Responsibility. 1 quest card, or 1 encounter card for each quest card in play. So I'm going to get another 4 encounter cards. Crap. Okay, well, let's go through it. No rest. Attached to an exhausted hero or to a ready hero if there are no exhausted heroes. And just remember, this is the first of 4 more cards. So it says attached to an exhausted hero or a ready hero if there are no exhausted heroes. It says counts as a condition attachment, 1 per hero. Attach hero cannot ready and does not collect resources during the resource phase. Discard no rest if the players travel to a safe location. So that's card number 1. That's going to go on Celeborn. Card number 2 is a Coldfell Giant. That's fun. 3 more threat. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, so this is Pressing Needs, Doom 2. My threat is 40. And it says either search the encounter deck or discard pile for an encounter side quest and reveal it, or choose a different quest card in play. So there's no more side quests in the encounter deck, so I have to choose a different quest card to be in play. Okay, so next card is another Rugged Country, so that's another 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, so 16. Okay, so let's zoom back out and see how horrible I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to pick this to be my new quest. 16 in the staging area. And I quested for 13, so I'm going to exhaust both Nenya and Galadriel. And that does 17, so I actually make 1 progress on this stupid quest. Okay, now I have to probably engage some things. Okay, the things that I have to engage, let's say it's going to be this Ruthless Hill Troll. I'm going to leave the Coldfell Giant up in the staging area for right now. So this guy's engaged with me. Okay, deal it a shadow card. I will defend with Thranduil. Exhaust him. No shadow. No damage. So now I need to be able to do 13. So 3, 6, 8, 10. I'm going to bring Galleon back into my hand to exhaust and to do this, and then I'm going to raise his attack by 2 using the Cunning, and that gives him 3 attack, and that kills the Ruthless Hill Troll. I defeated the Ruthless Hill Troll, so I get to draw a card. Oh, that may be exactly what I need this time around, is the Host of the Galathrim. I just need to get through this stuff. Like, I can't do much here. So, okay. I'm going to ready everybody, and we'll start again here. This is my pile of questers down here. Celeborn doesn't ready because he's got that stupid no rest on him. But he does gain resources, so because of the Steward of Gondor. So I'm going to do this, and then I will use the Steward of Gondor for this. I will exhaust Galadriel to lower my threat and draw a card. I get another copy of Nenya. And now let's make sure I do this right. I am going to spend 4 resources here. I'll do a damage. And I'm going to play the Host of the Galathrim. Let's take a look and see what it does. So this is a planning action. We're in the planning phase, and it says basically return each ally you control to your hand, then play each of those allies from your hand one at a time at no cost. So this is going to get me a whole bunch of bonuses. I hope. I need it. So let's play it. Okay, so the way that this is going to work is I'm going to put the Host of the Galathrim down here. It doesn't get put into my discard pile until it's fully resolved, and that matters because of the Galathrim Weaver here. So I'm going to pick up all my allies. Oh, crap. I don't think I'm going to do that. Because the Baron Moorland is going to prevent me from bringing all those allies out. It's going to make me have to kill those things. So I'm going to undo that. That is a total bummer. But I can bring out Galleon because I want to do the same thing that I did last time. And then I guess I'll bring out the Nath Guide and Exhauster and target I guess Thranduil. I don't really have any other options here. Wait, maybe I do. What does this say? Okay, I do have other options here. So I'm going to spend 2 resources and put an Unexpected Courage onto Galadriel to ready her. So now I can draw and lower my threat and use Galadriel and then do all that stuff. Okay, and that's good. She gets a damage. I really need Test of Will. Well, now all the crappy treacheries are here. So, okay, let's see what questing I can do. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 10, 11. So I'm at 11. And I don't even know how much is in the staging area. 10, 12. Okay. So I'm already behind. Okay, so I guess I'll quest with Legolas? Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, here we go. 2 cards. Beginning of the quest phase. Put a resource here. Boom. Done. Okay. Okay, so we get a Cold Fell Giant for 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we get a Savage Troll Spawn for 1. So that's 16. And I did 12. 16. I need something. This is not going the way that I need it to go. This is like the anti-Sylvan hand. Or side quests. I didn't make any progress. It was really that 7. I feel like I'm in an okay place, but I don't know. I mean, I'm still just barely managing here. I'm going to play Island Amid Perils. That gives me something to... So I'm going to bring Legolas back up into my hand. So that reduces my threat by 4. But I had to lower my threat, or raise my threat by 1 because of the side quest. So I'm down at 37. So that's not horrible, question mark. Okay, so now I'm going to bring Legolas out, deal him a damage, and then I do damage here like this. Okay, good. This is perfect. Look at how this works. Oh, I did use her. Okay. Okay, so I have to take the Savage Troll Spawn. The other thing is do I want to engage a Cold Fell Giant? I can't really do anything with him right now. But I only got 1 threat out of the staging area. I guess I will engage the Cold Fell Giant. I mean, I have to do something, right? I have to get threat out of the staging area. Okay, so what can I do? I will defend the Savage Troll Spawn +4, so it's 6, and I'm only defending for 3. Oh no. Chump. Chump block. Chump. Okay, so I'll chump with this Greenwood Archer. No shadow. Greenwood Archer dies. That's what I was expecting. Okay, now I have to do 3 damage to 3 different characters. Okay, that wouldn't have changed the Savage Troll Spawn. I still would have lost the Greenwood Archer. Okay, so I defend with Thranduil, and no shadow effect. And I get 1 damage here. Whew. Okay. So how much damage can I do? 4. I can ready Thranduil. I can do 4, 6, 9, which is just enough to kill this guy. Okay. Ready. Raise my threat. I'll exhaust the Steward of Gondor to make sure I do this. Draw the card. I get Ettenmoors. I don't know how I'm going to get ahead. I thought I was going to be able to get ahead by playing the Host of the Galadhrim, but that didn't work. So I will exhaust Galadriel, lower my threat by 1, draw a card. I get the Power of Command. Okay. So I guess I can spend 1 to play that and do a damage to him. Okay. And now at least I have some extra willpower on Thranduil. I will put Galleon into play, and I guess I am time to quest here. Okay, so this comes out, get 1, and so now I have to, this is what got me in trouble last time, so I get another losing time, so I will exhaust hero and it gets surge, and I get no rest attached to an exhausted hero or a ready hero if no exhausted hero. We saw that, that's what's on him, so I guess this happens here. So now I don't have a defender out. And only because it's going to help me, I'm going to make this the current quest, because now this thing doesn't get its bonus. So it's 1, 2, this is engaged, so that's 3, 5, 8, 12. I still have 2 more cards to come. So let's see. Okay, so this is 2, 4, that's 8, 9. This pile of characters is 9. Okay, 10, 11. So I'm 11 versus 12, and I still have to do some stuff. So, okay, this is going to end me. Biting Wind. So Biting Wind is a weather treachery. It says assign X damage among characters committed to the quest, where X is the number of characters committed to the quest. So this is going to be the bad news here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 characters committed to the quest. So I have to do 8 damage. So let's see what I can do here. Let me zoom out so that you can see what I did, and then I'll zoom back in with to see what the next quest or what the next reveal is. Okay, so I did 2 damage to a Marthiel, I did 2 damage to the Sylvan Tracker, and then I got rid of 1, 2, 3, 4 quest points. So I'm back to 7, right? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So there's that, and now I have one other one to do, and it is a Cruel Mountain Troll. And that's 3, so that's 15, and I will not commit, but I'll put Nenya, Galadriel and Nenya, so that's another 4. So I lose by 4. I have no defender, so I'm going to have to chump. I don't have a feint. So I don't want to resign. I mean, I want to resign, but I don't want to resign. Okay, so who is my defender? There's 2 more safe locations up here, you know. Like, that's the thing. 2 more safe locations in there. Okay, well, I have two people engaged with me here. Oh, and this has to do 3 damage to 3 different characters. So 1, 2, 3. Good. Okay, I'm going to lose a whole bunch. I'm going to lose a whole bunch of stuff. I don't think I could have done anything different. If I just had a minstrel, maybe I would have gotten a test of will at some point. So, I don't know. Okay, well, shadow cards. 1, 2, I'll defend with the Greenwood Archer. And it says attacking, it gets +1 for each damage character. Plus a bajillion, it does a bajillion damage. Greenwood Archer dies. Okay, this guy I'll defend with the Marksman of Lorien. And it says deal 1 damage to the defending character. So that kills the Marksman of Lorien, and now this guy comes across and kills me for 5. So I guess I'll get rid of Useless Celeborn here. I can't do any damage. Okay, ready. Oh, I could have attacked and then readied this guy, so that's what I'm going to do. That's how it's going to work. Raise my threat. Draw a card. Now I get a Feign Voices. Oh, that's phenomenal. I can't even bring Galleon back into my hand right now. That's okay. So then I'm going to lower my threat, draw a card with Galadriel's ability. There's the Marksman of Lorien. I get a couple of resources. I am feeling pretty rough right now. Okay, I guess I'll quest. There's 12 in the staging area. And I'll quest for 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I won't be able to defend this guy. Well, I don't know. We'll see what happens. So, 8. Starting with the first player, each player either engages an enemy in the staging area with a higher engagement cost than his threat, or search the discard pile for a troll or a giant enemy and add it to the staging area. Deal each enemy that engages a player through this effect 2 shadow cards. So let's go find a troll. Okay, so I'm going to find the Savage Troll spawn. Now the second card, let's see here. Oh, Cold from Angmar. Every damaged character has a blank text box. Well, that's good. And now I can raise my threat 1, 2, 3, or raise my I can contribute my willpower because that's not on the character, that's on the quest card, or on the ring. So I'm at 42 threat. I've made it. Okay, this guy's going to engage. And I don't have enough to do anything with. I don't think. Yeah, no matter what. I can cancel 1, and then I could bring in something else to defend, but then I don't have, the third thing is going to end up killing Galadriel, and then I don't have a chance. Ah, so disappointing. So close, so close.